When employees are asked, "What is inside sales?" they often don't know what to say. If this sounds like you, keep watching because we'll talk in great detail about inside sales and all the different ways it can be done. In the last 20 years, technology has changed a lot of things in big ways. It has changed how we see the world and what we want to do in the future. And it definitely changed how our business works. Companies have set up shop on the internet, which is a new place. As with every other important part of our lives, technology has changed the way sales are done. Both businesses and buyers are used to sales taking place in offices. Businesses have started to hire people who look for opportunities even when there are hurdles in their way. Most customers are also fine with that. Inside sales take up more time and energy for businesses than just selling their goods. By understanding the client's problems and needs, they hope to actually meet their needs. At the same time that inside sales began to soar, customer service became very important. As technology changes, there is no doubt that sales will look different. Inside sales is the process of talking to customers or potential customers over the phone, email, or other online tools instead of in person, as was done in the past. In inside sales, technology and ways to meet are very important. Inside sales teams are the first to talk to customers, find out what they need, answer their questions, and decide if they are good leads. The inside sales team follows up on the leads that the marketing team gives them and makes sure that the prospects are a good fit for what they have to offer. Outside sales versus inside sales. It's pretty easy to tell the difference between internal and outward sales. When you work in outside sales, you have to go to leads and clients' places to meet with them. This includes the prices of lodging, food, and travel. While inside salespeople work from home or in an office and talk to leads and customers through phone calls, emails, and other means. This sales approach will definitely cut a business's costs by a lot. Compared to outside sales, Harvard Business Review says that inside sales cut the cost of sales by 40 to 90%. What difficulties do inside sales agents face? It's clear that internal sales are hard. Once you get the hang of it, though, you'll see that almost every salesperson faces the same problems and finally finds a way to solve them. There are many things that inside sales reps have to deal with every day in order to meet their sales goals. If you want to do something, you will find a way to do it. No problem is too hard for an inside salesperson to handle. We've talked about some of the problems you might face as an inside seller and how you can solve them with a little bit of patience. 1. Getting through a greater number of competitions. It's pretty easy to start a business these days, but when more businesses start up, the level of competition also goes up. Inside salespeople find it hard to get new customers and keep them happy in this new work setting, especially since the competition is fierce and there are always better deals out there. How to solve this problem? Look into your competitors and find out what they are doing to get ahead of you. The next step is to review your own USPs and find the best way to tell prospects about them. 2. Not enough time to do everything. Every salesperson is known to say that they don't have enough time. Inside sales reps waste a lot of time during the day by nurturing leads, following up with prospects, making cold calls, setting up meetings, and putting data into the system. This problem can be solved by investing in a CRM for the sales team. This will allow businesses to use automation and other important productivity tools to reduce the amount of manual work they have to do. Also, sales reps need to be aware of other things that could distract them, like noises in the office or phone alerts from social media. 3. Making sure they get high-quality leads. It makes sense that sales agents meet a lot of leads every day, but the marketing team doesn't always share the best leads. Finding the right leads to follow up on is one of the most time-consuming tasks for a sales rep, and it can sometimes get in the way of finishing deals. How to deal with this problem? The sales and marketing teams need to talk to each other well if they want to get good leads. Ask your management to set up meetings between the two departments so you can talk about your worries and try to get them to work together. 4. How to stay motivated in a small place. Inside sales jobs can be a little boring because you have to work in the same office with the same people every day. This is different from outside sales, where you often get to see new places and meet new people. When these things happen, inside salespeople often lose drive and become distracted because of the things mentioned in the second paragraph. The way to solve this problem is for the sales representatives to treat each interaction with a customer as a unique chance and focus on how they can improve their client's experience, even though they will have to do the same things over and over again and be in the same setting. This way, you'll always have something new to do, and you can change things as you need to. 5. Coming up with creative ways to reach out. Accept that customers no longer care about regular, so-called personalized emails that are only personalized by using their first names. Many inside salespeople find it hard to come up with new ways to personalize their interactions with clients. To get around this problem, you can use automation to your advantage and improve your emails and texts. Use templates to add information besides the client's name. This will show the client how well you know them and their business before you close a deal. Key ways to sell things inside. Most inside sales reps use 3 types of media: emails, calls, virtual conferences. Let's think about what these 3 sources mean for sales right now. Emails. Email has been a huge tool for business, customer service, and many other things. The inside sales team talks to possible customers to see if they are a good fit for their product, while the marketing team works on different projects to find new customers. Instead, these customers like what they have to offer. When doing outside sales, customers only want to meet during work hours. Emails, on the other hand, have no limits. When an inside salesman is available, prospects can be reached out to. Emails can now be accessed on mobile devices as well, which makes getting in touch with possible customers much easier. In the last 20 years, calling has grown in a very impressive way. In other words, people used to call targets out of the blue to see if they were in the office and willing to talk face to face. Right now, the most important thing is to sell your things over the phone. Doesn't that make a big difference? In no way. Since business VoIPs came along, companies can reach more people without ever leaving the office. Having fake phone numbers lets you do business calls from your home country to any other country you want. With the help of virtual phone systems, businesses can reach customers in other countries and grow. CBS says that CEOs spend 25% of their time on calls every day. Virtual conferences. Visuals are an important part of communication that talks and emails don't have. In the past few years, video chatting has become very popular. As I said before, businesses are becoming more global, and tools are also getting better. Inside sales staff have found that video conferencing apps like Zoom, GoToMeeting, and Adobe Connect have been very helpful. Through screen sharing, salespeople can show potential customers how their goods work and show them how to use them. This is the easiest way to make sure that your customers fully understand your goods. 10 strategies and methods for inside sales. Now that we have a good grasp of the basics of inside sales, it's time to move on to techniques. If you work in inside sales or are a team boss, here are some helpful tips and methods. 1. Know your goods inside and out. You can't teach someone something you don't know. Before taking calls from clients, you must make sure you know everything there is to know about the things. You might wonder what's at stake, and it might be hard to answer that question. Major deal? No. The image of a brand is much more important than you might think. The customer won't come back to find out more about your goods. He will think of another answer. He doesn't care if you're a new worker or not. If you want to get out of this battle, you need to train well. Use every part of your machine to learn how it works. Ask your boss how your goods might be useful in different situations. This is one of the most successful ways to sell something from the inside. 2. Create customer profiles. Making buyer profiles is the best way to handle multiple demos at once. By making characters, you can just give prospects a number at random. You need to understand these characters before you can use them with real prospects. Personas are made-up customers who have a certain set of problems. Also, the features of your product must be able to solve these problems. One example of a buyer character is shown below. The main benefit of having such personalities is that it helps you show off the right traits. In other cases, businesses want to keep track of their customer information and also need a phone system. When we do this, our main goal is to show them how to use built-in calls and work with data in the same system. In other cases, businesses want to be in charge of a lot of pipelines, connections, or email sequences. We've come up with a group of personas that help us show the right features and help customers choose the best package. With personas, you can help your customers solve their problems and save money at the same time. 3. Use models. This is one of the best tips for inside sales. I'll admit it. As an inside salesperson, you will deal with a lot of new questions every day. You don't want to waste time typing the same email over and over again. The better plan is to make models that can be used over and over. But you don't want to sound like a broken record. For the first discussion, personalized templates should be made to save time and work. Spend some time coming up with an interesting subject line and useful content, not just names. 4. Take good care of your time. Instead of entering your data into CRM by hand, use smart connections to send it there. As an example, emails and CRM are linked. Bring information about your demo and connect your calendar. By connecting all of your Google apps, you can put your CRM in one place. Get all the financial information into your CRM. Integrate CRM with your ways of communicating, like Slack. If you connect these apps to your CRM, you won't have to switch between them. This will save you a lot of time and let you focus on what's important. 5. Choose the right thing. A new study looked into the best day and time to make a sales call. We did some study and found that Wednesday is the best day to pick up the phone. The best time to call is between 4 and 5 p.m. We know that you can't just work for a few days to make sales calls inside a company. If you use the information right, you can figure out which days have the best deals. 6. Leave a sound message. Most inside salespeople don't leave a word when a prospect is too busy to talk, and that gives your competitors a clear edge over you. Always leave a word so that your prospect has a chance to reach out to you when he is back online. Simple voicemail. Say who you are, what company you work for, and why you called. Here's an example of a good voicemail. How do you do, Mr. Parson? My name is Katie from ABC. I called to ask about a possible business partnership. When can I call you for 5 minutes? Tell me what you think. Enjoy your day. 7. When you call me, don't try to sell me something right away. What you do for a living is sell. Your performance will be judged by how many sales you have made. So, is it okay to make a sale on the first call? I find it hard to believe that. On the first call, try to get to know the potential better. Find out what's bothering them in their business and see if your product can solve those problems. When you try to sell something, the talk is all about you. Helping someone becomes an activity that is all about the promise. We must never forget that the most important thing is to help people. 8. Do some digging. Doing some preliminary study on a possible client could give you an edge over the competition. Not much, just a general idea of what their company does and where it works. This information will help you understand their problems when you first start talking to them. You could also suggest giving out case studies from the same field. During the sales discussion, you could talk about how your goods are used by other businesses in the same industry. 9. Don't lose touch. When you try to get in touch with the person who makes the decisions, you often talk to managers or second-level executives. They may not be able to buy your goods for the whole company, but there's no doubt that they have an effect on the people who make choices. Don't hang up the phone because you think they're not the right person to talk to now. Instead, try to connect with them. Use social media sites like LinkedIn to try to get in touch with them. Customers will think of your company first when they really need a product like yours. You can definitely use this link to get in touch with the prospect in the future. 10. Understand that selling is hard. Let's be honest, inside sales can be hard. You talk to 100 leads every day, but you might not be able to close even one. The most painful fact is that, and because this is so scary, many new people are afraid to go into this field. But if you look closely, you can see that you are shaped from all sides from the inside. You learn how to talk to people, how to use persuasive language, and how to deal from first-hand experience. All you need is a cool head. When they first start out in inside sales, every person will have a lot of trouble. Still, they figure out how to get by on their own. If you know a lot about your product and the business, no one will be able to stop you. It seems like you've learned 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. As soon as you speed up, the bulb will start to light up. The top 5 sales outlets inside a company. To do well as an inside sales manager or agent, you need a strong set of tools. Tools that can help you get more done and keep track of your info. We've listed some of the best inside sales platforms for you to look at. The goal is to figure out where tools could help you do a better job. 1. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. This is a clear-cut tool since it's awful to deal with potential information without a CRM. A CRM helps with deal management, queue management, and contact management. You can use the tool to figure out where a potential customer is in the process. It just shows you where you should put most of your efforts to make more deals. 2. The use of technology to make LinkedIn marketing. LinkedIn is a good place to find new leads. It is responsible for 80% of the B2B leads that come from social media. You might want to use a LinkedIn outreach automation system that can send new leads from LinkedIn to your CRM. Lead Connect, Zopto, and Alfred are all great options. 3. Online talks. As an inside sales rep, one of your most important jobs is to sell your products to people who might buy them. The best thing to do is to use a program for video chatting. To show possible customers how your product works, you can use video conferencing to share screens, talk on the phone, and chat with them. Zoom, Join.me, GoToMeeting, and BlueJeans are some of the best conferencing apps out there. 4. An enterprise proposal. Sending out a proposal is important when deals are almost done and prospects are almost sold on what you have to give. In this case, a tool for business plans can be very helpful. Programs like Proposify, PandaDoc, and BidSketch are some of the best ways to send proposals. You can keep track of your proposals, handle them, change the prices, make pretty templates, and avoid typing them in by hand. 5. Reserving a place. When you don't call your fans, it makes the brand look bad. You can avoid these terrible things by using tools for setting up appointments. Tools like Calendly, Doodle, and Setmore can send you alerts so you never miss an important meeting. These tools also take time zones into account to make sure that both parties get alerts at the right time. Inside sales is like a big ocean with many different methods and tricks. In this area, there is always more to learn. You just need to pay close attention to how you act and what you say. Many opportunities are open for you once you find your pace. But I hope that these inside sales tips, methods, approaches, and tools will be very helpful to your company. There are a few tools that can help with different business problems.